Alright guys, today I've hijacked my wife's account here, Iggy, so I can show you some Town Hall 9 rating videos with laloon. So let's go ahead and check out the army comp here. We've got 3 lava hounds, 25 balloons, 5 archers, 4 spells. We've got 3 lightning, which we're not supposed to have, so I'll go ahead and subtract one of those. Good thing we noticed that before we started. Supposed to have 2 lightning, 2 rages, 1 earthquake, and we're going to take a skeleton spell and a lava hound in the CC. So standard queen pop with the skelly, being a bit of an addition there. So we'll go ahead and we'll get a search started, looking for a target. Now Iggy's pretty high in trophies. That's the only caveat, so it might take us a little bit to find a target here, so bear with us. Town Hall 10s with Inferno Towers are generally off the table, unless they're offering some insane amount of loot, like they're kind of a dead base. That'll be decent to go for, but these active Town Hall 10s, you're in for a pain train if you're trying to hit them at Town Hall 9. So we're looking mainly for other 9s that are hiding up here in trophies to target. So it might take a bit of nexting, but we're going to find somebody with some decent loot and get a nice little loot bonus as well. But we'll be nexting through these Town Hall 10s. So anyone with Inferno Towers and no loot is going to be quickly nexted past. What we're looking for with a queen pop, we're going to want to pull the CC, so a lot of times that involves zapping at an air defense. So first thing I'll normally do is scout, see which air defense is closest to the town hall, or to the clan castle. I'll zap that out, and I'll try to get a pull to make sure. Normally at this level there is always clan castle troops in there, so if you try to do it without a pull, you're going to be cruising for a bruising. Here we got a Town Hall 9, but his loot is garbage, so I'm still going to skip him. If it was desperate and I was looking for 20 minutes, maybe I'd take him. But 80,000 of each doesn't do it for me. I'm looking for at least something in the couple 100,000 range, preferably with some decent dark elixir. This guy's not really doing it either. A little low. You'll find a lot of those Town Hall 9s, they're not being hit because their loot is garbage, but it's still worth looking for greener pastures. So once we pull the clan castle out, we normally will kill it with the archer queen. We'll use an archer to carry it outside of the range of defenses. Kill it with archer queen. Normally I have to blow the archer queen's ability to take the clan castle down. If it happens to have a witch or something in there, you may have to use your barb king too. But we've done a lot of lalooning, and rarely are you going to see a witch. So here's a perfect target for queen pop. Got some decent loot. The CC is pretty deep in there, so I'm going to have to utilize quite a few balloons to get this out. So let's go ahead and we're going to zap quake out this air defense down here. And then we're going to utilize probably about 5 balloons, try to get them targeted at where we want them to go to. Hopefully we can get deep enough in there to get a pull. If not, we'll just have to YOLO it. Go for it, but I think those loons down there should path across the clan castle radius. Nothing comes out. You can be pretty confident there. Now the archer queen's on the edge, so I'm going to take a sacrifice with my barb king to take her out, and then we're just going to go on a rotational deployment here. You've got to be pretty fast with the hound deployment because of those air defenses there. 2 air defenses shooting at your hounds will make pretty short work. I'm going to use the Skelly spell in the core because I utilized my Barb King to kill the enemy Archer Queen. Distract from some of those Teslas and other stuff. Everything's popping pretty good here. You can see not a lot of this base left. Just absolutely smashed it. And that's the way it tends to work with laloon. So the key is knowing when to be really fast with your deployment and when to be sort of more controlled and delayed. I'm going to use some archers here to clean up. So you want to be faster with your deployment when multiple air defenses are going to be targeting your hounds at the same time. Those Town Hall 9 air defenses can chew through your hounds pretty fast if you sit there and dilly-dally with your balloon deployment. You can see how fast I got everything out there. Then that's key. But you do want to save some balloons in reserve for that backside. And you don't want to use all your hounds targeted at those first 2 air defenses because you'll want to send those hounds in at an angle. So you can see how much loot I made on that one attack just with the loot bonus. Got the daily star bonus as well. And that guy was offering some pretty solid loot. So again, I'm going to request defense that shoots air. And you can thank autocorrect here. Shoots air and a skelly. That is pretty much my default go-to, except the Town Hall 11 where I request a rage spell and I train my own skeletons. So you can see I've got a pretty decent amount of Dark Elixir queued up. In fact, has enough to do Barb King. But we're in war, so we'll wait till after war. Thanks FPS and Stone Lord for those Clan Castle donations. Always appreciated. Give you a little shout out in there. And then making sure that we got the right amount of troops trained on the backside here. We'll train up a few more balloons. That's key. Make sure you got what you want popping out. And with laloon, I always will train a second army waiting to pop out. You can see sometimes that backfires. You end up with 3 lightnings, so you got to be a little cautious of that. But you'll find this works great. I mean, you can see my trophy level here at 3581. That is very, very high for a Town Hall 9. If you're down in Crystal, you're going to be slaying it. So I highly recommend this strategy. It's great for when you pop in, once every hour or 2 hours and want to get an attack in. So go ahead and leave it there. And if you guys want any other raiding strategies, let me know. I'll train it up and I'll show you what I can do. So if you like it, hit like and subscribe, and we'll be back soon.